The house was too quiet. It had been ever since your parents remarried, ever since he moved in. Jungkook wasn't what anyone could call a normal stepbrother. He barely stayed home, came in at odd hours, always dressed too sharply for business meetings, and carried an air of danger that clung to him like a shadow. People whispered about him. You tried not to listen, tried and failed. Tonight the clock read 2:17 a.m. When the front door finally clicked open. You are still awake. Of course you were. You sat on a couch, pretending to scroll on your phone, but your mention snapped the second his footsteps echoed through the hallway. He paused when he saw you. "You're still up?" he asked, voice low, slightly rough, like he had been through too long of a night. "You're late," you replied, crossing your arm, trying to ignore the way your heart sped up just from looking at him. A faint smirk tugged at his lips. "Didn't know I had a curfew." "You don't," you shot back. "But normal people sleep at night. I'm not normal." That was much obvious. He stepped further into the room, shrugging off his jacket. Your eyes caught on a faint stain near the cuff, dark, almost hidden. Your stomach tightened. Jungkook, you started carefully. "What do you actually do?" His movement still. For a second the room felt colder. Then he looked at you, really looked at you, and whatever he saw made his expression shift into something more serious. "You don't want to know," he said. "I do know," he replied firmly, walking closely. "You don't." You stood up, refusing to back down even as he closed the distance between you. "Stop deciding things for me. I live here too." "And that's exactly why I decide," he said, voice dropping. "Because the less you know, the safer you are." "From what?" you challenged. A pause, then quietly, "From me." The words hit harder than you expected, but instead of stepping away, you moved closer. "That's the thing," you said softly. "I'm not scared of you." Something flickered in his eyes, something dangerous, conflicted. "You should be," he murmured. "Why?" you asked, searching his face. "Because of rumors. Because you disappear at night. Because you come home looking like you have walked out of a crime scene." His jaw tightened. "You don't understand the kind of world I am in." "Then make me understand." Silence stretched between you, heavy and charged. Then suddenly his hand was on your wrist, pulling you closer, not rough, but firm enough to make your breath hick. "That curiosity is going to get you hurt," he said, voice barely above a whisper. "Or closer to you," you replied before you could stop yourself. "That was a mistake, or maybe it wasn't." Because the second the words left your lips, something in him snapped. His grip tightened just slightly, his eyes darkening as they dropped to your mouth. "You don't get to say things like that," he warned. "Why not?" he whispered, because he hesitated, like he was fighting himself. "We shouldn't even be having this conversation, and yet we are." The tension between you felt suffocating. Now, thick, undeniable, impossible to ignore. "You're my step," he started. "I know what you are." You cut him off quickly. "That doesn't change anything I feel." That did it. In one swift motion, he backed you against a wall, his hand braced inside, beside your head, caging you in. His breath was warm, uneven. "You have no idea what you are saying," he murmured. "Then show me." You challenged softly, a dangerous invitation. For a moment, it felt like he would walk away, like he'd choose control over impulse. His lips crashed against yours, intense and conflicted, like he had been holding back for too long. One hand found your waist, pulling you closer despite everything telling him not to. It wasn't soft, it wasn't carefree. It was everything he shouldn't want and everything he clearly did. When he pulled away, his forehead rested against yours, both of you breathing unevenly. This is wrong, he said, though he made no move to step back. Then why does it feel right? You whispered. He let out a quiet, frustrated breath, eyes closing for a second before opening again, filled with something darker, deeper. Because he said softly, I have been trying not to want you since the day you walked into this house. Your heart skipped. And that's how's that working out for you? You asked softly. A faint, dangerous smile appeared. Terribly. His hand slid up to cup your face, some brushing your cheek in the way that was unexpectedly gentle. Your trouble, he added. You smiled faintly, runs in the family apparently. That earned a quiet chuckle from him. Rare, real. But then his expression shifted again serious. If you stay close to me, he said, you are stepping into the world you can't walk out of. You didn't hesitate this time. Then don't let anything happen to me. His gaze softened, just a fraction. I won't, he promised, wise, slow, and certain. And the way he pulled you back into him made it clear, danger or not, right or wrong, he had no intention of letting you go.